Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GoFr channel. This time it is different. We have finally hit 15K stars, and we would like to thank our community for making this happen. So, on the occasion of this, we are going to start our live streaming sessions, our monthly virtual meetups, where we would be discussing everything about GoFr, everything about architecture and microservices development, and everything about developer productivity. So, to start with it, I would first like to introduce GoFr to you guys because we like talking about ourselves. So, GoFr is actually an open source Golang framework. So we are an opinionated Go framework that, and our motto is to accelerate microservice development. We are an open source repo, so you can find us on github.com/gopher-dev/gopher. Please do come and please do start a repo. You can also be a part of Gopher community, and join a Discord channel, and probably also contribute to Gopher if you want, because there are numerous issues that you can actually pick up, along with a lot of them being good first issues. Gopher's documentation can be found at gopher.dev, where you can press get started, and you can get a quick start guide as well as advanced guide that can help you with a lot more features that Gopher provides in order to boost your developer productivity. So moving on with this session, let me tell you the agenda of this live stream. So we would every of our monthly meetups, we would be first talking about GitHub releases. We'll be talking about what new features have Gopher brought, and how can you integrate them in your Golang applications. And if you are watching this right now, or if you're watching it afterwards and you find those features intriguing, you can definitely come and engage with us on our Discord community. So let's move forward. You can find our releases on our GitHub, and probably if you would have started the repo, you will also find it in your GitHub dashboards as well, where you will be getting a notification every time we do a release. So you can find our releases over here, and discussing over what we have brought. We have introduced HTTP rate limiter. Now this is for the HTTP services that you add in Gopher, because we believe that microservice because we believe in improving microservice development. In Golang applications, we have a full-fledged features for configuring your HTTP inter-service calls. You can find them, and for that you can just use our search and just click on like search rate limiter. You can see inter-service HTTP calls. This has all the information that you need in order to set up inter-service HTTP call that can be done using app.add service. And going to rate limiter, you can find that we have added rate limiter config. However, right now we are not we have a very simple architecture for rate limiter, and would be taking it forward in the architectural sense in our next releases. You can find the issues on our GitHub issues, and if you're interested in contributing in it, we please do come, and please do be a part of the Gopher community. Moving on, discussing about new features that we have built this week. We have we were talking with one of the companies that are using Gopher, and they said that the metrics that they actually expose. Previously, our metrics used to give the response time that is taking for any of the endpoints till 0.05 milliseconds. Now, any response that comes after this used to be coupled in a histogram from 0 to infinity. Now, this did not actually give the company an idea on how much performance optimization is needed on this size. So, in order to enhance that, we standardized our buckets from 0.05 milliseconds to now 30 seconds, so that you can get a overview about how much response time your actual endpoints are taking. There have been numerous bug fixes. So if you've been using ArangoDB, or if you've been using HTTP clients, you can check out and read our release notes if needed. Other thing that we have introduced this time, which is also a major release, is the GCS file system integration. Now, Gopher wants you to interact with your files as they are in your local system. no matter if it is in S3, if it is in your Google Cloud Storage, or if it is in your Azure file storage. We already have support for FTP, SFTP, S3 right now, and we are in a progress to add support for GCS and Azure. And GCS was released just in this month, so you can go and you can explore the docs and how to use it. You can find it in our, if you try write file handling, probably handling files. So we provide a interface, like we provide a single method to interact with all of your file systems. You can add the file store. Here an FTP example is given, SFTP example is given, AWS S3 bucket can be used as a file store, and now GCS can also be used as a file store. Stay tuned because we'll also be bringing Azure file storage in the next month releases. um and yep, that's it. These are the three major features that have been released in GoFr this month. Moving forward would be my segment where I would be interacting with you guys on how you can actually come and contribute to any of the open source repos and what is actual importance of contributing to an open source repo. Let's get started for it. So you can find most of the open source repos on GitHub. You can sort them using the amount of stars or amount of people that are actually using it, so that you make sure that you're contributing to your very to a meaningful repo. You can also sort them based on which language or which technology you actually want to contribute in. Now, if you're interested in Golang, if you're interested in microservice development, if you're interested in databases and the OG observability, that is log, traces, and metrics, GoFr is the repo that you need to come to in order to get experience in all of this. You can find it at https github.com hyphen gopher, sorry, slash gopher hyphen dev slash gopher. And we have numerous amount of issues here where you can actually pick up. You can sort them basis on the labels like good first issues. Just a minute. Uh, so I think I need to put it in the labels. Yes, I can search for good first issues over here, and I think I'll be getting all the good first issues. So these are few of the good first issues that you can actually get started with. Documentation can be your starting point. You're actually reading the code and understanding it, and writing documentation for it can help you get an overview about the architecture of the project. But you don't get started right now. You need to actually go to any of these issues. If it is in triage, you cannot actually pick up this issue. If you think that the issue is is a very important feature that should be added, you can obviously tag the maintainers. You can, okay, and you can see the list of the people, like the maintainers and the people who have interacted on this thread. You can tag them, you can create a discussion. If you want a more intensive and a more collaborative discussion, you can definitely come and join a Discord channel where you can create a discussion for the particular issue. Do also know that after that we have to go to any of these issues. Let's not go to a triage issue. Let's go to some kind of good first issue like this. Here you have to tag any of the maintainers, and then you have to say that if I can take this on, or if you want to take this issue, and one of the maintainers are going to assign it to you. This is a best practice, and this also helps two people from working parallelly on the same issue. We also have code of conduct and contributing.md, so be sure to read all of this and maintain this while you're creating any PR or contributing in the repo. Please also make sure that you always read the security.md as well as license, etc., that is present in any of the open source repos in order to adhere to all the guidelines of that repo. And that's it. That is it. It takes generally to get started in open source. Considering my own journey, it has been very flaky with open source. Like, I wanted to start in my college, but there was no actual like guidance for me, and I always thought that these things are so complex. That's why it is very advisable that you always start with documentation and then move on forward when you finally understand the architecture to add coding in coding to add code in the code base. Yes. Now we move to the third part of the uh, live stream, where we'll be talking about the GoFr community meetup speakers. So this time I gave a small excerpt on how you can get started in open source and frankly how you can get started in GoFr. From the next time onwards, we are inviting speakers. We are open to speakers from general backgrounds like Golang, people who are interested in talking about system design, microservices development, cloud native architecture. We're inviting those developers to come and speak at our Go for virtual meetup. You can find the themes and suggested tracks here. Like it generally needs to be for web and API development. We can talk about worker pools, async working architectures, observability, how you have added observability in your, which can also give us and all the other Gopher users a kind of vision on what needs to be approved and how we can also help you understand to make your developer life easier. Uh, so, who are eligible to speak? Well, we'll generally be giving 20 to 30 minute of a slot to you, and your proposal needs to be deep dives or case studies, or they can be lightning demos, they can be architecture overviews, and they can be any lessons that you learned from real world builds when you were trying to scale your applications, what kind of performance optimizations you have done. And all of this you need to aggregate it in a proposal and send it to our email, that is connect@gopher.dev. Now, this time the chat is disabled. From the next time, we'll also be interacting with other people that are actually watching this live stream. And if you're interested, then we might hop on a call and you can have your open mic slots where each meetup, like you'll have a 5 to 10 minute of spotlight slots where you can talk about uh, anything that you like about Gopher, anything that you like about software development, anything that you love about microservice architecture, and just anything tech. If you want to know a shortlisting criteria, well, these are just numbers that I've added in order to give points to you. So yeah, we'll be just summing up everything like how we feel on these criterias: relevance and practical values, clarity of problem, community value and open source contribution that you are bringing, the readiness that you have to present that can be analyzed by the way that you have written the talk, the way that you have aligned your talk, and the diversity of the topics and voices. Now, the important dates for you is that every month we'll be recurring over the speaker application deadline will end on the 15th of the month. We'll be shortlisting the speakers and sending invites by 18th. Agenda will roll out and the public schedule will be live on 20th, and the registrations for the meetup will close at 28th of that month. The event date and time is then 28th or 29th, depending upon what do we follow in that month. And it would primarily be 4 to 7, or we might change up the timings to be at 12 at also. Speakers can also, if speakers will receive like this time slot that they have, any speaker guide or any kind of instructions that they need, we might need to convey to them, and all the recording consent and checklist in their emails from connect@gopher.dev. Please make sure that you maintain all the code of conduct while you're actually presenting your presentation in the live meetup, because that is very important for us and that is very important for our beliefs that we are there to while we are a part of a community. So that's it with the third section of this live stream. We'll take a break and then we'll come back to and talk about different things, different quirky, different AI tech news, and how software engineering is going to end by 2030 after this break. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. So we'll be back uh, and we'll be talking fun. So this time we'll be keeping it short. I'm sure you guys know about how Claude has broken all the benchmarks. It is writing the perfect code and it is taking jobs of us junior software engineers. But is it actually? Well, I think no, because it's not just you and me. Everybody nowadays is using some kind of AI agent to write their code. They're using Cursor, they're using Claude, they're using some other thing like ChatGPT's Codex, and everybody is facing an AI slop. That is, if you do not have an idea about how the code works, if you do not actually have written code before, vibe coding is not going to take you anywhere. And but it has certainly made it possible that if you know the architecture, if you know the know-how of the language, you can definitely code things 10x faster. So as a junior engineer, as a junior software engineer, it is definitely important for us to understand the architecture. It is definitely important for us to understand the programming language, to actually have a grasp over it, and then use AI for our productivity, because without that the vibe coding is not going to take us anywhere, because in most of the job profiles nowadays have 2 to 3 years of experience. I think that is basically a sign where companies are actually looking into people have general actual programming language knowledge, who have general architecture knowledge, and are not just using AI for their day-to-day programming works. Now, why am I actually discussing all of this? Well, to make you aware that at a time like this, you do not actually need to write code, you need to understand code. You need to understand the basic level of the, you need to understand the grasp, and it there's no other time than now to adopt a framework like GoFr, which makes it easy for you to understand, to add things, to understand the architecture of things. Like if you see over here, just this can get your app running. We automate a lot of boilerplate code for you, like observability, because we give it out of the box. It is default in all of your things like metrics, traces, and logs will be present with every single line of functions that you add or use of Gopher. We also adhere to the REST standards by default. We give you observability of your systems, of the downstream services, of the databases that you attach using health checks, and we give you different kind of architectural patterns for circuit breakers, rate limiters, like I discussed before. We give you panic handling, crash handling, and we follow 12 factor config principles for maintaining application configurations. We give you a lot of different things. So all you need to know right now is to understand how your system needs to be architectured, and Gopher has a solution for all of it. So yeah, if you guys have any issues, if you guys are using Gopher and want to share a feedback about it, if you guys are interested in coming and becoming a part of a community, sometimes also contributing like me, making videos, helping us design the Gopher applications, helping us design different services using Gopher, being part of us, being part of growing a community around Gopher, you can shoot all of your proposals at connect@gopher.dev. Thank you so much for joining this live stream, and I hope all of the people who are seeing the live stream right now or would be seeing it in future are definitely going to join our future live streams also, because we are going to do much more things. We have planned a lot more things because we want to actually build a whole developer community, discuss tech, discuss the problems in tech, and allow our community to grow and thrive together. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in our next live, probably next month, when you guys would be celebrating New Year's. And yeah, that's it for this time. See you in the next one.